Hello beautiful beings of YouTube, welcome to my channel, Art by Lara Renee. I'm going to do a quick tarot reading for you today. I thought I would do an energy check-in for the collective. With a few changes coming up, I felt that we were going to go through another shake-up, and I thought I'd take a look and see energetically wise, is there something that we can focus on during this time? And what can we do to improve our situation as an individual, and how that can influence the collective as a whole. So I'll look at the current energy, then I'll look at the best outcome energy, and then we'll look at ways to bridge the gap, and what's one thing that you can do today to break open that space. So the very first card that we have here is the Lover's card, and it says, make choices from your heart, deeply emotional commitments, the power of love. Now, this is a major arcana card, so this is talking about the universal lessons that we need to learn through the energy of the lovers. Now it's saying making choices from your heart. Are we making heart-based choices at the moment? Or are we focused on worries, fears, judgments? So when things are in harmony, they're working well together. And if you're finding that a situation isn't going the way it should be, it's time to stop and check in and see where your energy is being depleted. What are you focusing on? And is it contributing to your main goals? This is also about, bringing joy into your life. And how are you having good relationships with people and with yourself? So we have the Archangel Raphael, who is the angel of healing. This is about bringing balance, order, and harmony into the things that matter to us most. So the best outcome for this particular focus is that everything is working in harmony. The shadow side of this card is saying, where are you arguing? Where are you having disagreements? Is there someone in particular that triggers you, and what can you do to look at that situation differently? How can you heal that situation? Is everything that you're doing from the heart, or are you operating from your head? In order for things to work well together, they need to be in harmony with each other and moving in the same direction as each other. So it's checking in and seeing what is working and what isn't, and what to do next. So making that time, it's a good idea to sit down and write out what brings you joy, where are you most happiest, where are you finding that your energy is being depleted, and why are you giving your energy over to that particular situation? What was the outcome that you had expected? What would you like to have happen from that situation? What can you do differently in order to bring a different outcome? So moving away from the worries, the fears, the judgments, and more into choices of love. Now the next card is the Four of Michael. The question was, what is the energy of the best outcome for everybody involved? And it says, insights that come from quiet meditation, the need for more sleep or time off, seek relief from stress. And we have a person here in a dark forest, listening to the stream, being in a state of rest. It's not a stressful environment, so it's finding our peace. It's finding our way into what comes naturally and what brings us joy. But we need to reach a state of peace to begin with. So how can you reduce the stresses in your life? And where can you go in order to be at more peace? So this is, we've got the 4 lanterns here. And that's about bringing light to different areas of your life. You know, are you working towards your goals, or are you being distracted? And do they even work together? So this is a energetically moving away from stress to find your peace. That is the best outcome for everybody involved, for you and for the people around you. Whether this is in a family situation, or intimate relationship, or work, whenever you're dealing with people, everybody's going through some kind of shake-up. And when you can find your peace in the middle of the storm, it invites others to do the same. So we're looking at where we currently are we making choices from worry into a space of where is our peace and what are we doing to make it happen? You know, everything is a choice. We don't have to engage in every single thing. There's some things that require our attention because that will get us to the next step. But sometimes we need to step back from everything and check in to see, is this actually taking me where I want to go, or did I kind of fall into a trap and now it's about scrambling out of it? So the next question is, how do we bridge the gap between where we are now and where we want to be? And it's brought to you by 7 of Gabriel. The card reads, stand up for what you believe in, have confidence, claim your personal power. And we see the angel on a horse riding through the storm. Now horses represent a sense of wildness and freedom, not bound by anything in particular, but they're also creatures that can be broken. So those that train horses generally break their spirit in order to dominate them and control them. So this is about moving away from those people, moving away from that energy. Who's dominating you? Who's controlling you? This is about letting go of old relationships. You know, we're talking about the lovers here. These old relationships and old ways of interacting with people that have come through, and it's creating storms. It's knowing how to ride through that storm despite everything, moving towards what's important to you, standing up for what is your peace. You know, this is the goal here, is finding your inner peace. Letting go of all the worries, the fears, the judgments, and sitting in that space that's stress-free and peaceful, and then just weathering the storms, you know, weathering the forces outside ourselves, beyond our control. But you have to make a stand for it consciously all the time. It's not a one-off thing. This is not a reading where you just sit there and, you know, it'll magically happen. You have to take the steps from moment to moment, consciously moving towards what is important, which is our sense of inner peace, reducing the stresses, taking away any relationships that are not bringing us to our greater good. And when you do that at an individual level, it influences the collective. So I thought I'd ask, what can we do today in order to make that first step? So in general, You know, is there a situation that's happening for you right now, or is there a memory that's come up for you that you haven't quite let go, and there's something in it to be processed? We've got the star here, and it says, a dream come true, believe in yourself, the end of a difficult situation. And it's supported by the 5 of Raphael. Everything happens for a reason. Release regret and embrace the opportunities for happiness. Search for the silver lining. So I feel like this is getting you to have a look, do a stock take right now of where you are and where you want to be. And there's a particular situation that you're probably confronting today or in the last phase of your life, which has challenged you. And this is an energy reading, so it's saying, where are you spending your energy? Is it moving you towards your joy and your happiness and your harmony and your inner peace? Or is there something that keeps replaying in your life that you haven't quite figured out the lesson? You know, there's a situation. What is the lesson in this situation? I'm feeling like a few people here have got some work issues. There's people that you're not getting along with, triggering you in some way, but you have to keep going there because it's your job, it's your money, it's the next stepping stone to something else. But there's particular people who are challenging you. So it's looking for not blame, but what you can do to create more harmony in your life. Why are you tolerating this? Who did it come from? What are you doing to let it go? Because your joy is not caught up in spending energy on other people. And we have this figure here who's got 2 water containers, and she's pouring the water back into the stream. You know, we know that streams are running usually if there's no drought, but it's to do with our emotions and our relationships and how we get along with people. It's also her pouring energy into the river. And if this is a situation that's just using up your resources, then it's time to stop and check in and say, is this really where I want to be going? Because we've got the star. That's where we're guided to follow. You know, our whole self, our true self. So take a moment to look at your current situation. Write a list as if you're reporting to a police officer, someone who doesn't know you, someone who doesn't know the situation, and explain to them what is going on, what happened, who said what and when, what was the situation, what was your expectation, what had you hoped to gain out of the interaction, and what could you have done differently. Try and keep it short and sweet, so you're not overloading this person who's documenting the situation, which is you. You're also explaining it. We're taking the emotion out of it and the judgment to see where it may have gone off track and why. When we're in the thick of the argument, you lose sight of it. You lose sight of what it is that you actually wanted in the first place, because it becomes a situation of defensiveness. And everybody's defending their own point of view, and they're no longer engaging in a mature, responsive environment. So just list it down and see what it is, and see how and why you went off track, and how can you get closer to your peace, less stress, and more harmony and love in your life. And when you can do that, you can weather any kind of storm, whether it's pandemics or you know, financial changes, relationship changes, whatever the storm may be, storm being synonymous with crises. When you are at home with yourself and at peace with yourself, and you can understand inside of yourself what you're actually moving towards and what brings you more joy, then you're able to withstand anything. Hope you enjoyed this reading. Hope it made sense. Drop some comments below if you enjoyed that or would like to hear on another subject. And I will catch you in the next video. Bye for now.